Hello class, let's start chapter 12, which is on sponsorship, product placement, and branded entertainment. And the learning outcomes for this chapter will be to explain the popularity of event sponsorship as a means of brand promotion, summarize the uses and appeal of product placements, describe the benefits and challenges of connecting with entertainment properties to build a brand, discuss challenges presented by the ever-increasing variety of communications and branding tools. So let's start by recognizing and reflecting on the scenario which is um, represented nowadays by the clutter of media. We have talked in the past about this um, bombardment of messages and advertising. So the effectiveness of traditional advertising is being diminished because it is more difficult to get the attention of consumers. So there is a mass exodus of ad revenue from traditional media. And this is due to audience fragmentation also, right? So customers, um, segments of the market are focused on a variety of interests, right? And nowadays with streaming services that you can skip advertisements, you don't have the same effects anymore as in the past. Now you go online and you watch the content that you are interested in. So marketers must find new ways to connect with consumers in addition to the conventional communication channels. In these same slides that I have uploaded to Blackboard, you can find this link to watch a segment of the PBS program I have recommended in the past, The Persuaders. And you should take a moment to watch this segment. Is a little bit over 10 minutes, but it's very interesting, and it will help you understand the importance of moving away from traditional advertising and utilizing the tool from the promotional mix that we are covering today. Again, because of the reduction of traditional advertisement results and effectiveness, because of the need to catch the attention through creative ways to our products, to our brands. So either now, if you want to stop and then come back, go and watch this video, or if you want to do it after you finish with this video lecture, I strongly recommend you to watch it. Is something that will complement your learning for this chapter. This is, remember, the Persuaded show that I have included some other segments in the video lectures and in class lectures. So please do that whenever you have an opportunity. In order to frame the approach that we will follow for this chapter, let's refer to the concept of Madison and Vine, which is a concept you have in your textbook at the beginning, talking or referring to the intersection, to the combination of the approaches from Madison Avenue, the advertising core or epicenter in New York, and Vine Street, the epicenter or traditionally recognized street in Hollywood, which is an icon of entertainment. So this combination of advertising with entertainment is what these new approaches that are not new because they were recently invented, but new in terms of being adopted more and more by firms and marketers, which consist of sponsorship first, then product placement, and then branded entertainment. And if you see, these are in this framework, or in this illustration here in this slide, in a increasing level of brand pervasiveness and engagement. What do we mean by this? In the case of sponsorship, the brand, the advertiser wants to place or wants to associate the brand, the product, to an event, right? To an activity that, or an organization or a cause for which you want your identity connected, but the level of engagement and the involvement, the pervasiveness of the brand in that event is not high. It is going to be higher when you, as a marketer, decide for your strategy to go with product placement into a movie, for example, into a TV show, right? And in that case, the level of engagement, the intervention, let's say, the pervasiveness, the role that the brand plays in the show, in the movie, in the program, is going to be greater than simple sponsorship with a name or a logo there in the event. And in the third level, we have the highest level of brand pervasiveness and the more central role of the brand, because the entertainment itself wouldn't be possible without the marketing purpose for which the entertainment is created. And we will look on to those different tools in the next minutes. So let's start with the definition of event sponsorship. Is the financial support for an event given in exchange for the right to display a brand name, logo, or promotional message at the event, right? So what I just said a minute ago, you do not get too much involvement, the centrality, the role of the brand is not that high, because this is an event that is being conducted anyway with or without your brand. So you want to attach and associate your brand by being part of it, but in a marginal way, not in a central way. And again, it depends on the events. You have, for example, sponsorships for the Olympics games, right? So obviously, because those are major leagues type of sponsorship in terms of big budgets. So if you have, for example, United Airlines sponsoring the Olympics game for the Team USA, right, for transporting and flying the Team USA members, well, there you have a more important role than just paying for your image or logo to appear there in some promotional materials. What are the advantages of event sponsorship, for which, one more time, there is an exchange, a quid pro quo in terms of the permission to use the name, the logo, the promotional messages? What are the advantages? One of the major advantages is that of having well-defined characteristics of the audience compared to mass advertising or other promotional tools that you probably don't have uh, control into narrowing down or targeting your audience of interest in a very precise way. When you have events that you know that your consumers, that you know that the customer that you're looking to is going to attend that event, then you have a possibility of being more precise in reaching the audience that is relevant to what your product is about, right? So if you have an event which is for college students, for example, well, then you know the type, the profile of attendee to that event, which is going to be between 18 years old and 22 or 23 years old, most of them with certain psychographic interest, psychographic profile and characteristics. So event sponsorships allow you to reach a very well defined target audience because of the event itself. You know what type of consumers or customers that specific event will cater to. Another advantage is that of leveraging. So in the events, not only you can portray or display your name, logo, image, message, but you can actually implement other promotional tools such as personal selling, right? Sampling, trial samples for the target audiences or the attendees. Remember, we talked in an earlier chapter, chapter 11, about self-promotions. So if you want to give advertising specialty and distribute mugs and baseball caps and other items, right, for your target customers, you can do it there. So this is a type of cross functional or multiple purpose tactic, because you can, for instance, collect data, right? Sign up customers for database marketing, right? Which we talk about in chapter 10, for direct marketing purposes, for creating a database of consumers that you can reach later on through email or through the telephone or through regular mail. So this leveraging is something that allows you to do some collateral communications. How do we see this sponsorship on a daily basis or in a local instance? For example, here in Corpus Christi, I took this picture of the aquarium, the Texas State Aquarium here in Corpus Christi, where that day I was there with my children and family. You had reps and sponsorship from HEB, for example, that was a sponsor for that weekend. You had Whataburger, for example, the sponsor of the 4D theater, right? And I actually have a video here. Let's quickly find it. I hope you can watch it because of the resolution of the video recording. So as we can see, this is something that complies with the definition of HEV, providing financial support for the aquarium in this case, in exchange for the right to display brand name, logo, promotional message there, right? So it's a clear example of the type of the type of sponsorship that for children, for the attendees, they will associate with the Texas State Aquarium. Another example that I found, and this is recently for Monster Energy, right? This is one of these energy drinks similar to Red Bull, kind of competing brand. And they, one more time, try to associate themselves with events that have connection with the mood, with the identity, with the concept or the type of consumer that they go after, right? The type of activities and lifestyle and interests of consumers which would prefer, for example, um, these biking events. This happened in Mexico last year, a couple of years ago maybe, and this is a video that is on the Monster Energy YouTube website, the YouTube site. Let's take a look and watch it. Is a couple of minutes maybe.